Today we're going to look at some stories about asbestos that date back thousands of years, stories that some have called the Legends of Asbestos. I'm asbestos attorney Justinian Lane, and today's legend is, no, Mr. Pliny, asbestos is not a plant. Back in the 1st century AD, Pliny the Elder wrote about asbestos. He had it growing in the desert and becoming habituated by the sun to resist the action of fire. Asbestos, Mr. Pliny, is a mineral. In its original state, before the soft, silky fibers are extracted, it is hard and heavy, and it is mined like iron. For 2,000 years since Pliny's time, asbestos remained a curiosity. But in 1873, science began to concern itself seriously with this unique mineral and to ponder the application of its virtues to everyday uses. Ever since 1873, new applications of asbestos have flowed from research, bringing new safety, comfort, and economy to more and more millions of people. There is today nearly a whole alphabet of products grounded on asbestos. Though nature does not grow asbestos, as Pliny thought, she mothered it and made it ready for science to bend to the service of mankind. We covered this legend before in our video, Did Ancient Civilizations Know About Asbestos Risks? We made that video to correct a common misconception. Pliny the Elder did not write that asbestos was dangerous to breathe or that ancient miners used masks to protect themselves. As smart as the ancients were, there realistically wasn't a way for them to figure out that asbestos was harmful because of how many years it takes for someone to develop an asbestos-related disease. Even in the worst mines of modern times, it still took 5 or more years before a miner would come down with asbestosis, and neither the Greeks nor the Romans operated large-scale asbestos mines. But this legend is about Pliny's belief that asbestos grew naturally. Pliny wrote a 37-volume encyclopedia called History Naturalis, or Natural History. These books covered a wide range of subjects, including geography, medicine, botany, mineralogy, and many other topics. In 1855, scholars John Bostock and H.T. Riley published a full translation of Pliny's work, and their translation is called The Natural History of Pliny. Since the book is so old, it predates copyright, so if you'd like to read any or all of it, the whole book is freely available to download. Let's see what Pliny had to say about asbestos and how accurate his observations were. Chapter 4 of Book 19 is entitled Linen Made of Asbestos, and this is what Pliny wrote, or at least the translation thereof. There has been invented also a kind of linen which is incombustible by flame. It is generally known as live linen, and I have seen, before now, napkins that were made of it thrown into a blazing fire in the room where the guests were at a table, and after the stains were burnt out, come forth from the flames whiter and cleaner than they could possibly have been rendered by the aid of water. It is from this material that the corpse cloths of monarchs are made to ensure the separation of the ashes of the bodies from those in the pile. So far, this is completely accurate. But here's a couple of things that Pliny gets wrong. Let's look at the next thing he wrote. This substance grows in the deserts of India, scorched by the burning rays of the sun. Here, where no rain is ever known to fall, and amid multitudes of deadly serpents, it becomes habituated to resist the action of fire. Rarely to be found, it presents considerable difficulties in weaving it into a tissue in consequence of its shortness. Its color is naturally red, and it only becomes white through the agency of fire. Okay, asbestos does not grow because it's a mineral, it's not a plant. And neither did India have any known sources of asbestos during the time of Pliny. The redness he wrote about would be because of impurities from the surrounding soil. Let me show you a picture I took outside of an old asbestos mine to illustrate. This picture looks like a mushed up pile of cow manure, but it's not. It's a crushed up pile of asbestos that has turned reddish brown from being so mixed with the dirt. If I were to have picked this up and thrown it into a fire, it would turn white. Now let's see what else Pliny said. By those who find it, it is sold at prices equal to those given for the finest pearls. By the Greeks it is called asbestos, a name which indicates its peculiar properties. And Alexius makes a statement to the effect that if a tree is surrounded with linen made of this substance, the noise of the blows given by the axe will be deadened thereby, and that the tree may be cut down without their being heard. For these qualities, it is that this linen occupies the very highest rank among all the kinds that are known. The word asbestos meant inextinguishable, which referred to the fact that an asbestos wick won't wear out or extinguish. In the 20th century, asbestos was used for sound deadening purposes, and in fact one famous product made by the company Quigley was called kill noise. Although Pliny didn't get some things right about asbestos, he got quite a bit correct. That's pretty impressive for somebody who died in the year 79 BC to have figured all of that out. Our next legend also takes place in 79 BC, and that's the eruption of Mount Vesuvius and the destruction of the city of Pompeii. Now, Pliny the Elder actually died during this eruption when he was trying to rescue people who had been stranded by the lava flow.